Do you guys want to know the worst thing about filming videos? Yes. Having to put on clothes. Huh? I like being naked all the time, okay guys? I just want to stay naked. Why can't I film my videos naked? Cause that would be OnlyFans. Watch out for my DIY OnlyFans. Okay, so I've actually tried to film this video like a couple of freaking times. My little baby. I don't know if I've fully introduced my cat with his name and everything, but his name is Alan. And he doesn't like being carried, so I'm gonna put him down. Not kill him, just put him down on the floor. Today is going to be the day though. Today we are gonna do it. Do what, you might ask? Make a sweet ass sweater. And we're gonna use colors! Today we are going to make a fall sweater. More specifically, a cropped swole patchwork sweater. So many adjectives. So, since I've tried filming this video a couple of times, I have technically already done all of the main crocheting for this video. Let me just, there we go. This is going to be all of the patchwork squares. So I've already crocheted all of these. So I'm just going to talk you through them. And then we're gonna start doing the thing. I'm so freaking excited, dudes. This is insane. You need yarn. Personally, I have used this yarn right here. I don't know if you can get it outside of Europe, but I love it. I have used 7 different colors of this yarn. Originally, I was only supposed to use 6 different colors. But then I bought this color and I was like, oh wait, I need some more. And I forgot to bring a reference yarn, so I bought this color instead. They are 2 different shades.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
They are 2 different shades. So I've ended up using 7 colors. Let me just show you the colors. We have an off black. This is not the blackest black they have, but an off black. We have brown, one of my all-time favorite colors. And we have the 2 light brown, beige, light brown colors that I showed you before. These 2 right here.
They're the same picture.
To make it proper fall, we of course also have orange. Isn't this just such a pretty orange, guys? Look at it. It's so cute. And now, for my all-time favorite color, we have green. We have this slightly off, mossy green. I love this color, guys. This is beautiful. It feels weird talking about colors when I'm dressed like this. This is the most goth I've looked in a while. But I love it. And then, of course, we also have an off-white. So here we have all the colors we are gonna use. So this is going to be the steps of the video. I am going to tell you how to make a square. Then I'm going to show you how I want my piece to end up looking like. Then we are gonna put the squares together, and then we're gonna do the rim. The trim? The rim? The rim trim? I don't know. Let's start talking about the squares, okay guys? Very important. Okay guys, so to make this project you of course need yarn. I've used this yarn. I used a ton of yarn. I think just for the squares alone I used 18 of these. So do with that what you want. Then I personally used a 7mm hook. There we have it. Now let's talk about the squares. Okay, so the squares I've made are 18 stitches across plus 1 turning chain, of course. And then they are 14 rows, which brings it into a centimeter total of, let me just measure it for you, 14.5 centimeters across, almost 6 inches. And the height of the squares are 13 centimeters, which is roughly a bit over 5 inches. So now that you have your square, you have made one singular square, get ready to make a bunch of more squares. Literally don't ever stop making the squares because you need a ton. We are back here again. I just did a quick sketch of, so I can show you kind of what I'm expecting this project to look like. So here's that quick sketch. Because I personally wanted cropped. If you want it longer, you just add some more squares to the bottom. Like if you want a normal length sweater, I would say add 2 more rows of squares or something, which would mean that you have to make 16 more squares than what I made. Just calculate how many squares I personally made to make my crop patchwork sweater. Hello, Editing Storm here. The original design ended up changing because of some problems. You will see that later in the video, but that also means that the original amount of squares I had calculated was wrong. So here is what I actually had, or how many squares I actually had. In total, I had 38 squares. I had 6 for the front, 6 for the back, 12 for each arm, and 1 square for each shoulder part. Yup. And we're going to make a cuff at the bottom of the shirt, around the neck, and around the arms. But we're first going to do that when we have sewn everything together and see how it fits. Okay? Perfect. So next step is going to be to connect the squares. There are different ways you can connect squares. You can either slip stitch them together or you can sew them together. I am going to show you both. Just know that I am going to sew them together because I'll show you why I'm not slip stitching it together. Because I personally don't like the look, and I'll show you that when I show you how to slip stitch squares together. I'm gonna start by showing you how to slip stitch 2 squares together so they are friends. For that, you need your lovely yarn needle. That's not what it's called. Crochet hook. And you need a scissor. And of course, you need 2 squares. If you have a shit ton of leftovers like me, you can use those to sew everything together. So slip stitching is often the choice you'll make if you don't have a yarn needle or if you just like the look of slip stitching. To slip stitch 2 squares together, you put your little hook through both of the yarns. If you have a specific side you want to be the outside, you need to make sure that they are right here on the back, because this is going to be the inside. So if you have something specifically here, if you think one side is prettier than the other of your squares, make sure they are laying face down right now. So I just personally like having a slip knot before I start slip stitching. You don't have to technically make a slip knot. That's personally just how I like starting my slip stitching. So you put your yarn on the hook that's already been put through the squares, and then you pull the yarn through, you yarn over, and you pull through right away. So that's 1 slip stitch. I'm just going to show you one more time. You put your hook through both pieces or both squares if it wants to. There we go. You yarn over, pull through all the pieces on your hook if it wants to. So it's a slip stitch is kinda half of a single crochet, if you know what a single crochet is. And if I turn this over, you can start seeing that they are coming together. I'm quickly going to finish this real quick, slip stitching it off so you can see it fully slip stitched together. Hell yeah. Quick intermission, I just realized I forgot to tell you what stitch I used to make my squares. It's kinda important if you wanna replicate what I made. So like I told you before, I had done 18 stitches plus 1 turning stitch across and 14 rows. The important part is that every row is a half double crochet. That's the stitches I used for my squares. Now guys, I just did slip stitching all the way across. Now I'm just quickly going to show you how you finish your slip stitch. You basically just finish it by doing another slip stitch. If you are doing the slip stitch and you'd reach the end of where you were slip stitching, this is where you would cut off your yarn, pull it through and fasten it off. I don't think I'm gonna end up slip stitching, so I'm just gonna keep the yarn connected. So let me just show you. This is what the back part of a slip stitch piece look like. It's going to be a bit more bulky where you slip stitched it together. So this is what that looked like. This is the back side. This is what it's going to be up against your body. And this is the front side. This is what other people are gonna see. Like you can see, there's a little bit of a curve. That's the main thing I don't like with slip stitching, is that you can obviously tell it's been slip stitched together. Now we are going to sew. I'm just gonna keep the slip stitch 2 squares here to the side, so you can see the difference between a piece that's been slip stitched together and a piece that's been sewn together. And just for fair, we are going to use the exact same colors. Ta-da! And let's also just use the exact same color of yarn to sew it together. So for sewing, you don't need this one, because this one cannot sew. But you do need a scissor, like before. And then you need a sewing needle to sew, surprisingly. The most important part about sewing your pieces together is that you need to have a sewing needle that has a big keyhole, so you can get your little yarn through. The first thing you need to do, of course, is to put your yarn through the keyhole of your sewing needle. There we go. Pull it through if it wants to. Perfect. Sewing 2 pieces together is pretty easy, but once again, you do kind of need to figure out what is your front side, what is your back side. I don't have any specific which side I like more, so I'm just gonna be like, I like this. So we're just going to fold these 2 over. Perfect. And then we're just going to sew back and forth. Yeah. Ta-da. Normally you would cut the end right here, like pull it all the way through. We are not gonna do that. Personally, I like sewing more because it gives less of a bulky look. So the way that you sew 2 pieces together, in case you don't know, is that you take your little needle and you put it through and then you just pull. That's it. Look at that. That's so beautiful. And you just keep doing that. Putting your needle through and pulling. Now, I'm gonna just finish this one up right here. And once I've done, ooh, sorry, I just hit you. Once I've done that, I'll show you what the sewing piece looked like, and then we'll compare the 2 and see which one we like more. You don't have to do the sewing part if you like slip stitching more, and if you like sewing more, don't do the slip stitching. If you really want to mix it up, you can do both. Okay guys, so I just finished sewing the edges right here together. Let me show you how it looks from the front. Like you can see, ooh, I hit you again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm petting you right now. That was weird. Like you can see from the front, it lays a lot more flat than the slip stitching did. That's personally why I like sewing more. And this is the back. It still has a little bit of a bump, but it's not as visible as with the slip stitching. Now let me just compare these 2 for you, like back to back. So this is the back of the sewn part, this is the back of the slip stitch part. Like you can see, this lays a lot more flat than the slip stitching did, or does. Now let's look at the fronts and compare those 2. Once again, the sewn part just lays a lot flatter than the slip stitching part did. The slip stitching kind of has this little bump over here. So I just like how this looks a lot more. It makes more of like a flat piece of fabric than this one does. If you like the look of this more, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. But again, if you don't have a sewing needle, slip stitching is great because you can literally just use your hook. So yeah, I'm just gonna start sewing all my pieces together and then I'm gonna come back to you guys. Hi guys, this is just a little update. I just finished the front piece. Oh my god, also yes, I did take off the lipstick because food I wanted to eat and I was tired of getting lipstick on my vape. And I did also put on a little cardigan because I wanted to be cozy. I wanted to be a little bit more cozy. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Like you can see, it's really big on me. It's gonna look so great. It's gonna be like this, and then out here, that's gonna be the straps, or not the straps, but like the squares that goes over my shoulder. So this is what is the clean side. But honestly, this is the back side, and I also really like this. I feel like this is great because like kind of the thing with any crochet project is that you choose which side you want to be the correct side. And I do feel like this exact project right here is gonna be one I'm gonna be turning both ways because I think this looks really cute. It looks really scrappy in like the best way, in a way I love. But look at this also, I can already feel right now this is going to end up being so heavy and so nice and cozy and just perfect for the fall. And also yes, I am the type of person that wear crop tops in the fall because I just love wearing crop tops. But like, let me just show you. The shoulders are gonna go up there and then I'm gonna do a little crochet neckline. I just wanted to update you that I had done the front. And if you're wondering how I did it, I basically crocheted this line first, or I sewed this line first. So like the line down here, I sewed all of these together and then I went doop, doop, doop afterwards. That's how I did it. But yeah. Ta-da! It's so nice, I love it so much. Okay. Yes, I'll talk to you when I have more done. Okay guys, so it's almost midnight, but I just wanted to show you that I have done the majority of all the sewing I need to do. I just have the connection right here part that I need to do. But right now it's like one big giant square-ish. Let's hide those. And oh my god, it's so cute. The only problem I have is that I think, I don't know, maybe the neck hole is a bit too big. I don't know how I would have fixed that. Maybe I should have made it only like 3 squares. I keep almost flashing you guys, and I don't want to do that. Great. Now I just have one long clip of me putting on my freaking shirt. Let me just show you the giant thing we have right here. That's the hole. This is the sweater. I had it laid out on the floor in my living room and my mom saw it and she was like, "Are you making a blanket?" And honestly, this would be such a cute blanket. I will also like to point out before I go any further, when I connected the front and the back pieces, I realized I had made a mistake. So this front, the right sides are turned the correct way, but I forgot to do it on this side. And honestly, I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna keep it like this. I don't want to take it apart. I really like it. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the neck though. I mean, I know for a fact that I am going to add a rim around the neck. I'm just a bit unsure about what that is gonna do. Okay, Wolfgang. That was my dog. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, stop saying hi. Wolfgang, I think we have a little bit of a problem. Also ignore the fact that I just called you Wolfgang. So I sewed it all together. It's sewn together. It's perfect. And I've started trying to make a hem around the top here. The problem though is that it really doesn't, I don't know what to do, okay? I honestly think I'm gonna have to take this top apart and just remove one entire square. Like, no, like one length of square on the front and on the back. Cause bros, even I've tried making a nice ribbing and even that, it's not enough. And I'm thinking, cause if I remove like one square, this is kind of how it's gonna be instead. Which is like a lot better up here than whatever the fuck this is. And it's so big and oversized that I think I can like remove an entire line of squares and it'll be okay. Definitely something to take into consideration if you want to make this. Kinda figure out if, oh, I don't know, you can actually wear what you're gonna make and it's not gonna accidentally flash people. I think like one way I could have fixed this is if I had like half squares going this way or something. But even then, I'm not sure. But yeah, I am definitely getting the look that this is freaking cute and adorable, but I'm gonna have to fix this problem. That's probably gonna have to be fixed by taking this thing apart. I don't want it to be a part of the video. Oh, shit. Let me just... Okay. Okay guys, let's see if I fix the problems. I've removed 4 squares. So it now instead looks like this. I'm just gonna get naked real quick. Do not look at me naked. Oh my god. I like this. The only thing I kind of want to change is now I want to make the arms a bit longer. But luckily, I now have some extra squares I can use for that. But this is like a shit ton better. Now I just think I'm not gonna do a collar at all because this is already... Then I can add an entire square of length. Guys, let me just give you a little shirt update, okay? Because oh my god, this is turning out to literally be one of the best things I've ever made. Look at it. Look at it. So I gave it a color and I gave it like a ribbing at the bottom. I've made a ribbing on one of the sleeves. I made it really short because the sleeves are already really long on me. So I didn't want to add too much length. Normally on the sleeves I would probably do like double the length of what I made here, but they're already so long on me that I didn't feel like I should make too much more. I can always take this screen off and like, I can always take the ribbing off and do it again another time and make it longer if I don't like how it's holding up. But look at how cute this is looking! And this part is, I'm not gonna lie, this part is straight up giving me pumpkin. Straight up pumpkin. Let me just try it on for you really quick. I am wearing a dress, but it's a tight-fitting dress, so we are not gonna discuss it too much. Also, I have, on this sleeve, I haven't done the ribbing yet, because I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing the ribbing. Guys. Look at how cute it's looking! Definitely good thing that I removed the square, because now it's actually a normal size neckline. And with the ribbing it just looks so great. It does kind of fit weird around the arms. I do think I should have had like a square in here, but that would also have like done, so I had to make the sleeves bigger, and I honestly really love the size of the sleeves. And like you can see, it's really long on my arms. That's why I didn't give too much of a ribbing on the arm. It's so cute, guys. I'm so in love with this. It's cute, it's gonna be nice and warm, and this is going to be the best fall sweater ever made. By yours truly. So yeah, like you can see, I haven't done the ribbing on this one yet. When I did the ribbing on this one, I also like took care of all of these little threads. There is some threads around here that I haven't taken care of, and then there's a shit ton on the inside, but I don't have to take care of those right now because you can't see them. That's the best thing about crocheting for yourself, is that technically, if you don't want to, you don't have to weave in the last ends. But what do you guys think so far? I'm gonna do a proper show on and like make a little outfit and everything with it, but that's after we've done this. I just wanted to give you guys an update on how cute it's looking. I made this. Let's make this. Okay, bruvs, it's time for me to show you how to do this. I just ate, my tummy now feels nice and happy. What was that? Ignore the state of my nail polish. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay, so to make, I was about to say to make the sleeves. No, to make the ribbing around the sleeves, you're gonna need 3 things. Actually 4. You're gonna need your project, number 1. Gonna need your crochet hook. You're gonna need the yarn you've chosen for the ribbing, if you're doing ribbing, and then you need a scissor for the end when you're done, so you can cut it off. Also, can we have a moment to appreciate how beautiful my scissor is? I'm so happy about this. Okay, so you take your yarn. This is how I like to attach my yarn. I take my yarn, I make a little slip knot. There we go. And then I take my project. I like working on the outside of my project. I like to find a corner of one of my squares and then I stick my hook through like I'm trying to kill it. That was aggressive. Then I take my little slip knot, put it on my hook, tighten it up a bit, and then I pull it through. And then I do a quick little slip stitch just to make sure it's secured. For the ribbing, I am doing 5 working stitches on the sleeves. On the bottom of my shirt, I think I did 7 working stitches. You can do however long you want your ribbing to be, but I'm doing 5, so we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to make 1 turning stitch, because when I do half double crochet, I only make 1 turning stitch because I like the look of that. Most people do 2 or 3, I only do 1. Then I just do a normal half double crochet down the entire line. So let's just quickly do that. Make sure you don't accidentally work into your slip stitch that secured the yarn to your project. If you're unsure if you worked into it or not, just count and see how many stitches you have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, so I'm not making any more. Now, we are going to do some more slip stitches. On the sleeves here, I'm gonna slip stitch 3 along the edge right here. And then I'm gonna work back up. On the bottom of my shirt, I only slip stitch 2. So let me show you. We slip stitch, we put our needle through our project. Just find some place that you feel like that's a good place. Pull your yarn through that hole and pull it through the loop. That's a slip stitch. We do that again. Stick your needle through, yarn over, pull the yarn through, and pull it through the loop. And that's a slip stitch, and the last slip stitch before we start working back up. Hook through, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Then the worst part about working with a project like this is that you kind of have to you kind of have to like do it at weird angles. Now we are going to do a rib stitch, which is not what it's called. It's called a back loop half double crochet. So if you look at your project right here, you will see V's. There's V's that goes down. In these V's there are a front loop, which is that one right there, and that's a back loop, that's the one furthest away from you. We're gonna work into the back loop from now on. You yarn over, work into the first back loop right here, then you pull your yarn through and just do a normal half double crochet. There we go, and we're gonna do that all the way up here. And if you're unsure if you have finished up everything, you just count to make sure you constantly have 5 stitches. Because when you do like I do and you only do one turning chain, the last one up here can kind of be hard to find. But that's kind of what I like, because then there's not these big gaps at the end of your half double crochet project. So we chain 1, then we turn our work. Then we work back loop only all the way down, slip stitch 3, work up, chain 1, half double crochet all the way down, slip stitch 3. I'm just gonna finish this up real quick and then I'll show you how we end it. So we're just gonna go all the way around the sleeve, all the way around until we reach to the last point here, constantly working only back loops, half double crochet and slip stitching 3 down here at the bottom. Okay, perfect. I'll be back in, well, for me it's probably gonna be 20 minutes, but for you guys it's literally gonna be half a second. Okay guys, so I finished up the sleeve, like you can see around here. Did the exact same thing all the way around. Now let me show you how we close it. We kind of need to do it on the inside, so you basically take what you've made and you flip it out a bit, so you can do this on the inside. Then you go into the corner where you started everything and you stick your needle through. Then you take your working loop and put it on. I keep saying needle when I mean hook. You put it on your hook and pull that loop through like that, and then you do a slip stitch. And then you just slip stitch all the way down here. And then we're just gonna do the last slip stitch down here at the bottom. There we go. I'm just gonna check on the outside if that was everything. I think it was. Now we're just gonna do a slip stitch to fasten off like this. And this is where we need our beautiful little scissor. We cut the yarn. There we go. And we pull the yarn through and then we just tighten it up. Just gonna make sure that it's nice and tight. And then the sleeve is done, and then you've made the sleeve. Also, if you guys were wondering, I have had some loose ends throughout this project that I have just woven in. So if you look into the side of the sleeve, you can see some loose ends that I've woven in, just because then I don't have to do that later. Now I'm just gonna have to weave in some of the ends we have on the outside of the project, and I'm still gonna let the ones we have on the inside right here, I'm gonna let them be for a bit because I don't want to take care of them right now. I'm just gonna finish up my breakfast and then I'm gonna show you the finished work. Also probably put on a better outfit than my freaking Jack Skellington pajamas. Here it is! Is it just me, or is this literally one of the most adorable things I've ever made? No, it isn't just me. It is literally one of the most adorable things I've ever made. Look at how cute it is! I feel like a little fall baby. And also, look at the sleeves, guys. Look at the sleeves. They're so long. They're so cozy. So, what do you guys think? Do you like it as much as I do? Also, can we talk about, this was my attempt of making fall makeup. I was like, I'm gonna put a bit of brown and red around my eyes, and then that's gonna be fall. I look the same I do every single time I try to do makeup. But guys, this is literally the finished project. I'm so excited. I can't wait to wear this. It's still a little bit too warm in Denmark to actually wear this, but soon I'll be able to wear this and enjoy it and have fun. It's so freaking nice, guys. It's so warm and cozy and it's nice and it's soft, and I can imagine myself like loving this for like the next couple of years. It's so cute. It is amazing and I freaking love it. Okay, so since I have finished off my project, I've shown you guys how you can make it if you want to make it. I showed my mom this shirt yesterday and she was like, you have to make me one. So I'm probably gonna make another one soon, because you gotta do what your parents tell you to do. Even if you are an adult, you still gotta listen to your parents. If they are nice. If they are nice, you still gotta listen to your parents. If they're assholes, ignore them. And also, it's like I made it the perfect length, so I can still lift up my arms without anything showing. That's all. That's this video. This is my nice little sweater. I made myself a nice little sweater. It's a sweater. I made myself a nice little sweater. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. It's time for me to say goodbye. I'll see you in another video where I'm either making a vlog or something else creative. Yeah, this is the end of the video. Like, subscribe, comment. Oh my god, if you've been making something while watching this, comment. I want to know. Even if it's just like cleaning your room or something. If you are doing something while watching this, because that's the way I watch YouTube, I do stuff while watching videos, comment. Tell me. I want to know. That's all. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye!